I think I mentioned to you, but I didn't give you all the info beforehand, that I sat down with my girls yesterday with the book, The Simple Startup. So we had Rob Phelan on the podcast. What was it? Probably a month ago at this point.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, at that time, I said how beautiful this book was. I had flipped through it and it was remarkable. But yesterday I sat down with my kids for the very first time. So it's A Beginner's Guide to Starting a Business. And I mean, this is the most honest and sincere review I could ever give. Like, this thing was life-changing for my kids. Like, they lit up. It was almost so akin. A couple years ago, Jonathan, on the podcast, I talked about when I sat down and explained compound interest to my daughter, Anna, and it was just like that light bulb moment. Well, both kids had that, but honestly, Molly, my 8-year-old, had it even more yesterday with this Simple Startup book. It was one of these moments where I described, and this is obviously a bit of hyperbole and a bit of parental exaggeration, but honestly, not all that much. I said, this is what I wrote to Rob yesterday. I said, so I just had one of the best hours of my life, maybe. My 8-year-old Molly, without much hyperbole, is like an 8-year-old version of Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and Gary Vaynerchuk rolled together.
No hyperbole there at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. So Laura was listening from the other room and called me into the kitchen. And she's like, do you believe what you're hearing from Molly? Like, do you even believe that this is coming out of this little 8-year-old pipsqueak? Like, Molly is very deceptive. She has this like adorable little voice. And like, maybe you don't take her as seriously, like, intellectually, even though we know she's extraordinarily smart. But man, Jonathan, she was sketching out apropos of nothing. We'd never explained anything. She was sketching out how she'd want her business website to look with different levels of courses. She's literally sketching it out as if she was a web designer of beginner courses, intermediate, advanced. She was talking about networking by creating relationships, so that future businesses she'd have a built-in network of people. I kid you not. It was unbelievable. She was talking about, well, I don't want to
I'm taking notes right now, Brad. I'm taking notes.
Right? You seriously should. I don't want to sell things that I only make $1 or $2 of profit on, because then I have to get all these customers. Like, I need to sell something that I make a lot of money from, so that I don't need quite as many, because it's hard to get customers. She's telling me, she's like, but then she was talking about, like, could I have people work for me? And then it's not just limited by my time. And she actually said, she had the insight to say, I would always care more about selling than they would, since it's my business. So probably each hour I could sell more. But even if I could make money by paying, if I could make more money by paying them that hour, then I would earn more per hour than I would pay them. If I had thousands of people working for me, it would still be better.
I want to raise my hand. You're so excited. I love it.
Dude, I'm so excited. It's
what
crazy.
You have just done is you have turned the Simple Startup and entrepreneurship into a board game. Or rather, you've pivoted from board games, which look like Ticket to Ride, et cetera, into entrepreneurship, this amazing puzzle. Like, imagine we can have the innocence and creativity of a kid. Like, ideas are coming so fast, you can't even slow them down. The whole entire world is open up to you, and you're just throwing them at the board, and your parent is interested in all of your ideas. This is incredible. I mean, what an opportunity for us, for ourselves. So like, let's parse this out. Let's have two separate conversations. Give yourself permission to have unbridled creativity and optimism, and nothing is off limits. This isn't your only business. This is your first of many, right? We're going to keep throwing ideas at the board until something sticks and we love it for all the right reasons. We're going to explore it the same way we would think about a board game.